a very important, or one of my favorite sites that I share with my students. It's pixorize.com. They also have a YouTube channel. I'm not connected to Pixorize, but my students enjoy this. Look at this picture. This is Pixorize's representation of macrolides. Macrolides is an antibiotic. They represent a hand sanitizer. They represent antibiotics. So in the Pixorize website and in the Pixorize YouTube channel, when you're talking about antibiotics, the picture will have a hand sanitizer. Okay? Since this group of antibiotics is called macrolides, there's a macaroni and cheese in the bowl right there, right? So it's an antibiotic, that's the hand sanitizer, and then there's a macaroni and cheese in there, and you can see that the boy is throwing up from eating too much macaroni and cheese, because one of the side effects of macrolides is nausea and vomiting. I really like this picture, and Pixorize has a lot of visualization techniques or pictures like this on their site. And then also pay close attention to throw the confetti right there on the side, because macrolides have a suffix thromycin, thus the throw. So this is just a very good example of visualization techniques that we can use when we're studying drugs, right? So you have to picture it. The funnier it is, the better. Your personal story is better because it's innate to you. So we want to use those stories. I do have students who share with each other the stories on how they remember drugs. Tip number 4, flashcards. This goes way, 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 way back. I always tell my students stories about the evolution of flashcards. Back in the day, there were only white flashcards. And then there came the colored flashcards when I was in pharmacy school. And I thought this was one of the best inventions after sliced bread. So I told them, by just creating a legend of the colors of this flashcards, it will help you remember this drug, especially during a test. It will flash in your head like the colors. So here's some examples that I tell them on how to do the flashcards. Of course, you can still use the flashcards that are white flashcards, the original flashcards, but it's easier to have them color-coded. Why? There's a study that 80% of people all over the world are visuals. They have to see to believe. And I'm a living example of colored flashcards flashing in my head during a test. So here's some of the legends that I created on flashcards. So if it's an antibiotic, I'll use white flashcards. Okay, why? Because white blood cells rise when you have infection. Okay, so I'll put all my antibiotics in a white flashcard. And then next, drugs for the heart. There's no red flashcards, but there's a neon pink or bright pink. So I'll use all of the neon pinks for my cardiovascular drugs, or drugs for the heart.